All right, what is going on, guys? Greggles TV. This is a TCL 4K TV. Specifically, it is the 6 series from 2023, and it is an amazing TV, up to 144 hertz, so it's great for gaming and all that. But I'm going to run you through the basic setup of the TCL Roku 4K TV and the tips and tricks that you can do with this TV. Now, first of all, let's look at the side of the TV where the HDMI ports. I want to point out that if you're a gamer specifically on this TV, and they have some other TVs as well, make sure you look out for this information. So you can see on this first photo I'm going to show you, for HDMI 1 and 2, you can see those are the ones that have the 144 hertz. HDMI 3 and 4 are set to 4K 60 hertz. And if you want to do eARC, HDMI 4 is the one that you want to use. So just be cognizant that all your HDMI ports are not the same. Also, if you're curious, if you wanted to plug in a USB stick or your cable or anything else, the other remaining ports are right below it, so you can check those out as well. And here's the remote. I just want to give you a quick walkthrough on it. Back button, turn it on and off. Home button, directional pad. Here's the OK to select what you need. If you want to talk into it, here's your microphone button if you have that. Here is your star button. That is basically like an options kind of button. There is your rewind back really quickly. There's your traditional rewind button, your play pause, your forward or fast forward button. These are your quick buttons down here, such as Netflix, Disney Plus, TV Plus, and HBO Max. Yours might be completely different. On the side of the remote is where you can mute the TV and increase the volume or decrease it. If you want to remove the batteries, it's on the back here. Just press it down, and it takes AAA batteries. All right, so this is your home screen. Anywhere you are, you can always hit your home button. It'll bring you right back here. And if you want to move things around, you can. So for instance, I have Netflix right here. If I hit that star button that I showed you just a moment ago, it's going to load it up, and I can do a couple things here. I can rate it, what I think it's going to be, what I think of it as an app. Is it a 1 at the worst or a 5 the best? I can move it, I can remove it, I can check for updates, give feedback, and I can close out what I'm looking at. Now, let's just say I came in here because I want to move it. So I would just select the OK button in the middle there, and then use my directional pad where I want to go. Once I am done, I just have to hit the OK button, and it stays there. And now that's how you can pretty much rearrange your apps if you want to, or remove them, or check for updates and things like that. You also have these up the top here. These are for your HDMI ports that you have plugged in. So you can see I have a PlayStation 5 plugged in, an Xbox, a living room HDMI, which is completely open. I have my Sonos Arc. I have my live TV as well. So if I want to, maybe I changed my PlayStation 5, I can hit the star button again on the remote like I just showed you. I can go into move it, rename it, remove it, re-enable hints and tips. But basically, say you just wanted to rename it, you can hit rename, and you can choose whatever you want it to be, depending upon what it is. And that should help you with being able to easily decipher what your HDMI ports are. And you can do that for all of these. This is an HDMI port as well. I'll hit the star button on the remote. I can come in here and move it or rename it and go from there. Now, if you want to search for an app or a movie or a TV show or anything, just go on the left here, you'll see search. And you can, if you have it, you can use the microphone button on your remote, or you can type it in. Like, say we're looking for things with Disney. So I'll just type the word Disney. This is pretty generic search, but it should bring up anything with the word Disney in it, and probably some Disney movies as well, and TV shows. So you see, it brought up Disney, all the Disney apps that they have to offer. It brings up any Roku zones. It brings up movies that are made by Disney. It brings up TV shows. And you can do that, again, with pretty much anything on here. You can do it, like, say you're looking for Tom Hanks movies. So just go in there, type Tom Hanks, and it should bring up, like I said, any Tom Hanks movies and TV shows, anything they have about him. You can go cast and crew, look at TV and movies that have him in it, clips and videos, results from YouTube, cast and crew. If you click on cast and crew, it's going to bring up all the movies and TV shows that he's in that they have available through different apps or through themselves. Now, I showed you how to search really quick, but if you also want to download an app or get into a movie. Let's get into downloading apps first. So you would search for what you're looking for or browse for it if you want. And then once you find the app that you want to download, all you're going to do is go to the specific app that you want. Let's just say we want the Friendly app. I'll click on that by hitting OK on my remote. And you just see Add Channel. You just hit Add Channel, and it begins to add the channel to your Roku. You hit OK. And when I hit my home button, I go back to my home screen. You're going to see it puts them in towards the bottom, and you can always move it if you want. Same thing, if you're looking for a specific movie, you can search for it or whatever you're looking for. Let's just say we're looking for a movie, so we'll go for search here. We'll go Tom Hanks again. And say we want to watch Forrest Gump. I'll tap on that, and it shows me all the places that I can watch it. Now I have Prime Video app or Redbox or Apple TV. All you would do is just click on it, and you can rent it or buy it from there. A cool thing is if you do have that microphone button on your remote, you can search from anywhere. So I'm right here at the home screen, Tom Hanks movies. I press and hold the microphone button as I talk and then let it go when I'm done, and it automatically brings up all that stuff. And you can do that from basically any app. So let me load up YouTube real quick, Tom Hanks. And in certain apps, like in the YouTube app, I can search with my microphone and search for it that way as well. Tech videos. And it'll bring up tech videos as well. Now let's go into settings. It's on the left-hand side. I hit home and I'm going all the way down to settings. Once you're in settings, go to system and then about. When you select that, this comes in and it tells you everything about your television, tells you which model you have, what your Roku account email address is, what network you're connected to, your serial number, how long it's been up, and yada, yada. Zip code is cool because if you set your zip code, it'll enter your information, give you the TV programming related to where you live. Time, if you need to change your time, you can come in here and change it to the correct zone or set it to automatically. Clock format, you can change that to 12 to 24 hours or just completely turn it off. You can also do a sleep timer. So you can use your voice instead, press and hold the mic button on your remote, try saying set a timer for 1 hour or turn off the TV at 9 p.m. But basically, you can set timers with this as well if you just want it to automatically turn off after a certain amount of time. Power is a really cool one. So this has some cool stuff in here. Under power on, you'll see when I turn my TV on, I can have it go to my home screen, my last TV input, my PlayStation 5, my Xbox, my Apple TV, whatever I have it hooked up to, I can have it go to that really quickly and not have to go through pressing buttons on this remote. So I love having that feature built into that. You also have auto power savings. This should be on by default. I would turn it on where it says reduce power after 15 minutes of no use. And you can turn off the TV completely after 4 hours of no use. Standby LED, that's the button in the middle usually, or the bottom right, or somewhere on the TV. It's like that red button or white button that lights up on there on the TV itself. You can turn those LED buttons off if you want, if they bother you. Fast TV start uses a little bit more power, but it turns your TV on really, really quickly. I would definitely enable this. Make sure it's a check bar because you're going to love it because you won't have to wait for your TV to boot up. System restart, if you're having an issue with your TV and maybe one of the apps on the Roku is not working as intended or the TV is just acting weird, you can come in here and restart your television. USB media, this is where when you plug in a USB stick like I showed in the beginning video, you can come in here and it will prompt you or automatically go into it. You can choose which app it will launch into to read that media if you have a different app outside of the Roku media player. So this is a great place to change some of that information. This is another great one, control other devices CEC. So when you have one touch play and one touch standby turned on, basically if you have a video game console or an Apple TV or an Android TV or something hooked up to this other than what you're using on the smart TV, it'll automatically switch to that HDMI port. So for instance, when I turn my PlayStation on with my controller, my PlayStation 5 controller, it'll automatically go and switch to that from the screen that I'm on the Roku. So if I have this screen on and I turn my PlayStation on, it'll automatically go to my PlayStation just by having these things turned on. If you speak another language, you'll see language in here and you can switch it to another one. Screen mirroring. So if you have an Apple or an Android device or even a computer, you can actually, a lot of the times, push that thing to your Roku TV. So you'll see screen mirroring. It should be set to prompt automatically, but you can have it so it always allows it without you even really asking anything. Same thing with screen mirroring devices. You can see always allow certain devices if you have already done it. Software update. You're going to get software updates with this. So if you want to check if you have one, just come into software update. You can hit check now and it'll check for any software updates and download and install it for you to give you the latest and greatest of bug fixes and features. If you have guests over, or maybe you run an Airbnb or something, you can set up guest mode. Guest mode lets your visitors log in and enjoy their own subscription channels on your Roku device. You can select the date and of departure, and they'll automatically be signed out on date. I think this is fantastic and allows you to get that done. If you need to factory reset, you come to advanced system settings. You can factory reset your television or just the audio and picture settings. You can network connection reset if you're having issues with your Wi-Fi or connection through the TV. You have device connect, which will pair devices such as a Roku voice remote and Roku speaker. And also you can control by mobile apps. It's set by default. So that's a really cool stuff in there as well. Going back to settings, we're next going to go into remotes and devices. And if you want to add a new remote, say your remote broke or you just want to add a new remote, you can come in here and add your new remote. And you can see if your remote uses batteries, put them in. If your remote is rechargeable, press the pairing button in the back for 5 seconds until the green light blinks. If you have a new speaker system, you can add new audio devices. Themes is a cool one because this is all built into the TV. So select themes and you have theme packs that you can come in here and it changes the look of your television and the sounds that you hear. You can also go to wallpapers. They have a whole bunch of wallpapers. This is the one I'm currently using and they're all free built in here. Next, you have your screensavers. So like when your screen goes off for a bit, you can set a Roku mobile screensaver, or you can go 4K. I think, what am I using? I'm just using that one. I guess I'll do the 4K screensaver, and you can preview it as well. So if I hit preview, it's going to give me a first look at what the screensaver will show. And obviously it's going to show something more than that. It's not going to, it's already jumping into it. There you go. So I can see what the screensaver is going to look like. I'll hit the back button on that. I'm going to set it as my screensaver. And you can come in here and choose something else if you want. You can have it do logos or power saver or show an analog clock or a digital clock. They also have these as well. So you can view your favorite photos on your TV with Roku photo streams. You can change photo streams in your screensaver. A lot of cool stuff in here that you can do, and it's really simple stuff. You can change the sound if you want. If you don't want to go through the whole act of changing the theme out, you can come in here and choose different sounds that you hear on your television. Still under settings, if you go down to TV picture settings, I like mine to be brighter, but you can set it to, I think by default it's on auto or normal or dark. But if you don't want to have to worry about if it's dark in your room or bright and you want it to always set the TV so it knows what to do, you can set it to auto. Otherwise, like I said, I like it the brightest it can be, but you can mess around with it right here. Dolby Vision notification. I like knowing when it turns on. It's just a visual thing that allows you to control Dolby Vision and HDR content. It just shows the notification of when it's on. Picture optimization automatically improves picture quality using artificial intelligence. This does not apply to streaming content. Going down to audio, you can see audio output. I have mine set to an eARC because I'm using a Sonos ARC. But if you wanted to just use the speakers or set it to auto or set it to optical, this is where you do it depending upon what sound system you have set up for your television. If you mount your TV, here's a way to optimize your sound. You see wall mounted TV, you can turn this to on, and the speaker sound will be optimized for wall mount placement. If you hate the sound of the menus that when you press, like when I'm pressing right now, I can hear it going da, 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 da. You can turn that off or make it louder or lower. Set your audio preferred language, mine's English. Digital audio format will allow you to be connected to a receiver via optical or HDMI eARC. So if you're having issues with that, you can come in here and change it to one of these other ones. If you're a parent, you can set a parental controls so that your kids can't get into certain apps and videos and things like that. Home screen. So you on the left, remember, of the home screen, we saw live TV, watch, all that stuff. You can hide that stuff. So if you don't want some of that stuff to show up, like I'll show you, I'll hide all this stuff so that we don't see it. and it'll be a little bit cleaner for you. And I'll turn these things off as well. So I'm gonna hit my home button at this point, and you're gonna see, look how clean this is now. Now on my thing, I only have, 4 things, and then it just starts over again. So really cool stuff to keep it clean and neat so you don't have to see a bunch of stuff that you don't want to see. If you go into payment method, you can add a credit card here. So if you're gonna buy something, like a movie or rent a movie or pay for a specific app, you can set it up so that your Roku does everything and it has your payment information added in there. If you have an Apple Airplay device or Apple HomeKit, you can stream from your Apple devices and control content with Apple Airplay and HomeKit. Enable Fast TV Start, which we already did a while back on this TV, and you'll be directed to Apple Airplay and HomeKit settings for setup, so you can come in here and do any of that stuff if you want to set up Airplay. Another cool thing that you can do is the Roku app. When you set this up, I already have this TV set, but when I open this up, I can actually control my television, my Roku television, with this app. So you can see I can switch between my different HDMI ports really easily. I can go into remote and I'll be able to control my television. Look, I'm pressing that. Go over here, you have your home button, you can talk into it, all kinds of cool stuff. And if you have multiple Rokus, you can even click this drop down and choose the other Roku that you want. And if it's your first time setting it up, all you do is download the app, hit devices on the bottom right, and you should see your TV in here. Just tap on it, and then you'll see a code, and you'll be able to connect with your app on your TV. And that is pretty much it. That's a bunch of tips and tricks for you if you're new to the TCL Roku 4K TV platform. This is an awesome TV, without a doubt. If you're looking to get an amazing TV, the 6 series is seriously awesome. The 55 inch is a sweet price. This is a 65 inch, but they're all really awesome TVs, and I love the Roku platform, especially on televisions. Really easy to use. If you want to pick one up, link down below. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road.